Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We got some deals. Prop firm deals. All the deals. Everybody, we got deals going on. Today we're talking about my funded futures. My funded futures setting the bar at a different level now. They got 3 new plans, easy ways to get funded, 3 different ways. We're going to kind of break that all down right here in this video and talk about how you can get 25% off every single account, unlimited amounts with my funded futures. But let's talk about these plans. What do they got? What do they got? So the different plans, they've got the core, they've got the scale, and they've got the pro. Well, okay, they've got 3 options, but which one's the best, Patrick? I know everybody wants to know, right? Everybody wants to know which one's the best one. All right. We got the core. That's a 50K account. Basically, this is the first step to becoming a funded trader. The rules are simple. You focus on consistency and risk management. You got a profit target of $3,000. You got a maximum loss end of day. So end of day, no trailing loss of $2,000. You've got a daily loss limit of 0. Consistency rule is 50%, meaning that your best trading day cannot exceed 50% of your total profit. Basically, that would mean that you can make $1,500 2 days in a row, and then you can pass the evaluation, get put into stage 2, right? Stage 2, the sim funded account. There is news trading and maximum contracts, 3 minis, and all that fun stuff. Pretty typical. The end of day drawdown is always nice. People loving that. And you cannot beat the price right now. $77. Use the code PW, get 25% off. I think that's like, I don't know, $56, $57 all in. No activation fee as well. So when it comes to going from the evaluation to the sim funded account, right? You then go into the sim funded account. You got the max loss of $2,000 still. You got a profit split of 80-20. Seems to kind of be the new standard in terms of the prop firm space. A lot of companies kind of moving to this 80-20 profit split. It kind of is what it is. You get multiple accounts. I wouldn't be stressing about that when it comes to the sim funding. Now, when it comes to a live account later on, maybe it's a different conversation. But for the sim funded accounts, being able to have multiple accounts, being able to do all that, it's kind of the give and the take, right? You gotta give, you gotta take. It kind of is what it is. No daily loss limit, no consistency rule in the sim funded, and news trading is allowed as well. So when it comes to scaling, below $1,000, if you're below $1,000, you can then trade 1 contract. If you're above $1,000, you can trade 2 contracts. Once you get above $2,000, you can trade 3 contracts, and you can also trade micros. So micros, 5 for under 1,000, and then 10 for over 1,000, and then you can trade 15 micro, NASDAQ, E-minis, however you want to trade it, and kind of break it down. When it comes to a payout, how does it work? Getting a payout, right? Getting a payout, you request a payout after 5 winning days of at least $100. The payout limit, minimum request, $250. Maximum request, $1,000. And what happens to your account after a payout? After the payout is processed, your maximum loss limit is set to your starting balance plus 100. So once you take your first payout, your maximum loss limit cannot go below $50,000 on these 50K accounts. Then you go into a live account, right? You then move into a live account. Once you're in a live account, you got some new rules and some new stuff going on there. You start out with a $2,500 starting balance, static. You got the drawdown, it's static. The drawdown is static at a daily loss limit of $900. And again, you can trade 2 minis, 20 micros, minimum payout of $250 there in the live account. After 30 profitable days of trading, you are eligible, I think. Oh, yeah. So traders are eligible for a live account after achieving 5 consecutive payouts or 30 profitable trading days in the sim funded account. So that's the core, which is $77, no activation fee. That's literally, like I said, $56. Use the code PW, get 25% off. That's a pretty damn good deal. All right, that's a pretty good damn deal. All right, now we got the scaling plan. We got the 50K, 100K, and the 150K. I mean, it's hard to really argue that, like, you know, if you're going to buy an account, it's like, do you trade the 50K? Do you trade the 150K? I really think it comes down to kind of your overall risk tolerance. How much do you want to pay? 25% off obviously helps a little bit. That's the best deal. No other affiliate code gets you 25%, by the way. Nobody else gets you that. Only Big Daddy. Only the Big Daddy house over here gets you that. So let's just focus on the 50K account. Again, you can trade the 3 contracts. You've got the max drawdown 2K and all of that fun stuff. The scaling plan is designed for consistent growth. It's featuring a unique tiered payout system that increases your withdrawal limits as you succeed. So basically, kind of very similar to the core in the evaluation phase. Consistency rule is 50%. Max loss limit is 2,000. 50K profit target is 3,000. And again, no daily loss limit. News trading is allowed. Once you get put into a sim-funded account, there is no consistency rule. There is no daily loss limit. It's kind of the same thing with the contracts below 1,000. You get trade 1 mini, above 1,000, 2 minis, above 2,000, 3 minis. And yeah, pretty much 50K account. The 150K account, if you get above $6,000 in profit, you can then trade 9 minis. But here's the big thing that you want to focus on, your payout policy. The 50K account, 5 days of at least $100 net profit. You can then request $1,500 after 5 days. The second payout, $1,750. The third payout, $2,000. The fourth payout, $2,500. And then the fifth payout, $3,500. And again, you can trade multiple accounts with MFFU, My Fun of Futures. So, yeah, you can see how that does scale. You know, you got 5 accounts times 3,500, sim funding, and all that fun stuff. You know, it's hard to beat it. And then after all that, after 5 consecutive payouts or 30 profitable trading days, you can then get moved into a live account. Starting out with the 50K account, you have a $3,000 balance. The drawdown is static. Daily loss limit of $1,000. Max contract to minimum payout $250. So a lot of stuff happening here with My Fun of Futures, kind of giving you different options, the core, the scale, and then the pro. So obviously the pro is going to be a little bit more expensive, but you're getting a little bit more benefits. You're paying for, you know, this maybe a little bit less rules, I think is kind of the way to look at it. You spend more money, a little bit less rules, more opportunity to get more payouts, bigger payouts, and when you spend more money. But again, like, it's hard to beat that core. That core price at $77, you know, it really comes down to kind of, I think, where you're at in your trading career. You know, if you're a little bit more experienced, it might be better to go with the pro. If you're a little bit more unexperienced, if you're a beginner trader, start out the core. You know, end of day trailing loss limit either way. I think it's hard to beat. So, talking about the pro, right? The pro plan. This is the 50K, 100K, 150K. The pro plan is designed for experienced traders, offering frequent payout schedules and high maximum withdrawals. Very, very similar, again, with the eval, almost. I think it pretty much is the same. Minimum trading days, 50%, no daily loss limit. News trading allowed. 3 minis on the 50K. Pretty standard stuff really there. So you can see kind of comparing the 3. But this is where it gets interesting, right? Once you get into the actual sim-funded account. Once you get into the sim-funded account, you start out with, again, you know, like a 50K account. You are not allowed to trade news in the sim-funded. There is no consistency rule. There is no daily loss limit. But let's talk about those payouts, baby. Payouts. All right. So the pro plan allows for frequent payouts once a profit buffer has been cleared. How to request a payout. I think obviously the 50K account, the profit buffer is 2,100. The 150K account is 4,600. The minimum payout request is $1,000. The maximum payout request is $100. $1,000. You cannot request your first withdrawal until your account balance is above the starting balance plus the buffer amount. You can request a payout every 14 days from your first trade. However, your first must make enough profit to clear your account's payout buffer. So you need to obviously get above the payout buffer, and then once you're above the payout buffer, you can then request a payout. The payout buffer is $2,100 for the 50K, 100K is $3,100, and the 150K is $4,600. You then get moved into a live account. They got some other kind of benefits and stuff when it comes to live accounts. But hey, let's be honest. Those sim-funded accounts, baby. Let's get them sim-funded account payouts, baby. Who wants to go live when you get them sim-funded payouts? Again, I think your best bang for your buck right now, these core accounts being $77 with the code PW, get 25% off. I mean, you know, the 50K Pro account, I mean, maybe the scaling account, 127, do the math on that. Maybe that's kind of your best bang for your buck. That way you can kind of scale those payouts if you want to go that route. There are good options here. I think the 50K account across the board, the core 50K, the pro 50K, bang, 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 price-wise, I think you can't really hate on it. So right now, the prop firm space really coming out with all types of new plans and new deals. A lot of competition in the space right now. Who will come out on top? If you guys haven't already checked out My Funded Futures, check out the link down below. Again, the code PW gets you the best deal. That's right, the best deal always. 25%, nobody else gets you this kind of deal. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe button. You know what to do. Talk to y'all later on. What do you think? Leave the comment down below. What do you think about these My Funded Future accounts? Which one are you going to buy? Which one is for you?